Palestinian identity did not precede Zionism. It emerged as a reaction to Jewish return and Jewish sovereignty. Before Israel, there was no Palestine. I grew up in the old Medina of Marrakesh, where history clinges to every stone. And yet, there was a silence, the Millah, a Jewish courtyard emptied not by time but by ideology. I was raised on a simple map of identity. I was Arab, I was Muslim. It was very clear. And Israel was a foreign intrusion. But that story collapses the moment I examined it. Before the 20th century, there was no unified Arab nation, and there was no Palestinian nation. There were cities, clans, regions, empires. People identified as Muslims, Christian, Jews, Damascus, Cairns, not as Palestinians. In fact, the land called Palestine was not an Arab sovereignty at all. It was Ottoman, and before that Mamluk, and before that Islamic empires, and before that Byzantine, and before that Roman. Never Palestinian. Jews, however, were always there in Jerusalem, in Hebron, in Safed. When the Jews began returning in large numbers in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, they weren't invading a nation, they were disrupting a hierarchy. And that disruption created something new. Palestinian identity did not emerge before Zionism. It emerged because of it. It was forged in opposition, defined not by ancient sovereignty, but by rejection of Jewish sovereignty. Before Jewish statehood, Arab leaders in the land openly identified as Southern Syrians. The word Palestinian was rarely used, and when it was often referred to the Jews. Only when Jews demanded self-rule did the story change. Only when Jews stopped accepting second-class status did resistance harden into nationalism. And that nationalism, unfortunately, borrowed Europe's worst ideas: zero-sum identity, ethnic purity, and anti-Semitism dressed as anti-Zionism. The Mullahs are silent. Baghdad's Jews are gone. Cairo's synagogues are empty. But Israel speaks. And Palestinian identity, however real it feels today, was born not from ancient nationalhood, but from the refusal to accept that the Jewish people came home and stayed.